The countdown has begun, and the excitement around Apple's next flagship is louder than ever. Every year, we hear rumors and leaks about the next iPhone, but this time feels different. The iPhone 17 Pro and iPhone 17 Pro Max are not just another update. They're being described as a turning point. A bold step where Apple redefines what a smartphone can do, not in small increments, but with sweeping changes that could shape the future of mobile technology. If you've been following the leaks, you already know this generation promises more than just a new processor or a slightly better camera. Insiders and analysts are calling it the biggest leap in iPhone history, with shifts in design, performance, usability, and creative features. In this first half of our deep dive, we're going to break down the 10 most jaw-dropping leaks about the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max, along with a few bonus features that might not make the headlines, but will change the way we use these devices day to day. Let's start with one of the most surprising changes. Apple is reportedly moving away from titanium, which was introduced in the iPhone 15 Pro and carried into the 16 Pro, and going back to aluminum for the Pro lineup. At first, this sounds like a step backward. Titanium was marketed as stronger, premium, and luxurious. But it came with downsides. It was heavier, more expensive, and harder to recycle. Apple's decision to switch back to aluminum isn't just about cost, it's about sustainability and comfort. Aluminum is lighter, which means the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max will feel easier to handle during long use, whether that's gaming, streaming, or content creation. And since Apple is likely to use recycled aluminum alloys, it aligns perfectly with their eco-friendly goals. This could make the iPhone 17 Pro one of the most environmentally conscious devices Apple has ever made. A phone that doesn't just perform better, but also respects the planet. The second big leak is about the camera design. CAD drawings and dummy units show a redesigned module for the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Instead of the familiar triangular cluster of lenses, the new layout looks more squared off, with wider spacing between sensors. The flash and LiDAR scanner are being moved around to make space for a completely new telephoto system. This is more than a cosmetic change. By spreading out the lenses and enlarging the module, Apple can fit in bigger sensors and new optical zoom hardware. That means sharper photos, better low-light performance, and a leap forward in zoom capabilities. It also ensures that the 17 Pro Max won't just look different, it will feel like a different class of camera phone altogether. Next, let's talk about colors. Apple knows colors sell phones. Every year, they introduce one or two exclusive shades that drive excitement. For the iPhone 17 Pro models, leaks suggest two bold additions, a deep midnight blue and a striking burnt orange. These will sit alongside the classic silver, black, and white, but they'll be exclusive to the Pro line. It's a clever strategy. If you want the best features and the most stylish colors, you'll have to go Pro. Expect the midnight blue and burnt orange to dominate social media photos and unboxing videos when these phones launch. They won't just be phones, they'll be fashion statements. Now, one of the most practical but underrated leaks, anti-reflective display technology. Apple has reportedly been testing a nanotexture coating similar to what they already use on the MacBook Pro and iPad Pro. If this makes its way into the iPhone 17 Pro, it could be a game changer. Outdoor visibility has always been a pain point for smartphone users. Sunlight washes out the screen, glare makes it hard to read, and HDR content loses its punch. With anti-reflective coating, glare could be drastically reduced. Watching movies in the park, editing photos on the go, or gaming in bright light would suddenly feel effortless. This feature may not get the same attention as flashy camera specs, but in real-world use, it could be one of the biggest quality-of-life improvements Apple has ever introduced. Leak number 5 is all about the front of the phone. The dynamic island, Apple's replacement for the notch, is getting smaller. Ever since it debuted on the iPhone 14 Pro, Apple has been working to shrink it. On the iPhone 17 Pro, the footprint will reportedly be noticeably smaller, creating a more immersive edge-to-edge experience. But that's not all. The selfie camera is being upgraded from 12 megapixels to 24 megapixels. This is the first big leap in years, and it's huge for people who use their front camera every day. FaceTime calls will look sharper. Selfies will capture more detail. Low-light vlogging will be smoother. For influencers, TikTok creators, and YouTubers, this upgrade alone could justify buying the phone. Apple is clearly targeting the social media generation with this move. The sixth leak addresses one of the most common complaints about iPhones: battery life. Year after year, users ask for bigger batteries, and this time Apple may finally deliver. The iPhone 17 Pro Max is rumored to break past the 5,000 mAh threshold, while the smaller Pro model will also see a substantial increase. This is made possible by slightly thicker frames, which create space for larger cells. Combined with the efficiency of the new chipset, this could mean hours of extra screen time, whether you're gaming, watching videos, or snapping photos. For heavy users, this could be the upgrade that matters most. Speaking of the chipset, leak number 7 is massive. The iPhone 17 Pro will debut Apple's new A19 Pro chip, which insiders say delivers a 25 to 30% performance boost over the previous generation. That's a huge jump for both CPU and GPU performance. It means smoother gaming, faster app launches, and more power for advanced features. But the A19 Pro isn't working alone. Apple is also rumored to include its first in-house modem, the C1. This modem will support 5G+, Wi-Fi 7, and improved efficiency. Faster, smoother, more reliable connections, whether you're streaming, video calling, or cloud gaming. This leak hints that Apple isn't just focused on raw performance, but also on making the iPhone 17 Pro the most connected device in its history. Leak number 8, more RAM. For the first time, the iPhone Pro lineup will come with 12 GB of RAM, up from 8 in the iPhone 16 Pro. RAM might not sound exciting to casual users, but it has a massive impact on daily experience. More RAM means smoother multitasking, better performance in background apps, and headroom for advanced AI features in iOS 19. Apple wants the iPhone to feel like it's thinking ahead of you, editing photos instantly, translating languages in real time, making Siri smarter than ever, all without needing to offload tasks to the cloud. More RAM makes that vision possible. Leak number 9 might be the most exciting for photography lovers. Apple is reportedly introducing a 48-megapixel telephoto lens with up to 8x optical zoom on the iPhone 17 Pro Max. That's a huge leap from the 5x zoom in the iPhone 15 Pro Max. With 8x optical zoom, Apple moves firmly into professional territory, challenging even DSLR cameras for certain shots. Pair this with computational photography, and you get crisp, clear zoomed-in photos that were unimaginable on a smartphone just a few years ago. For travelers, creators, and photography enthusiasts, this could be the defining feature of the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Leak number 10 is one for creators. Thanks to the power of the A19 Pro chip and the extra RAM, Apple is adding a feature called dual recording. This allows you to film with both the front and rear cameras at the same time. Imagine capturing your reaction with the selfie camera while also recording the scene in front of you. For vloggers, podcasters, and social media creators, this is a dream feature. It saves time, makes content more engaging, and could quickly become a trend on platforms like YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and Instagram Reels. Apple is not just selling a phone here, they're selling a tool for the creator economy. Before we wrap this section, let's not forget some of the bonus leaks. Thinner bezels, pushing the phone closer to an edge-to-edge design. Faster MagSafe charging, potentially up to 25 watts wirelessly. An improved cooling system, which could make a real difference for gamers and pro-level video shooters who push their devices to the limit. And, of course, iOS 19 with a wave of new AI features, smarter Siri, advanced editing, instant translation, all powered by the new hardware. When you put all of this together, the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max start to look like more than just another yearly refresh. They look like the most ambitious smartphones Apple has ever built. A lighter and greener design, a massive leap in cameras, bigger batteries, AI-focused performance, and creator-friendly features. If you're on an older iPhone, this might feel like the upgrade you've been waiting for. And even if you own the iPhone 15 or 16 Pro, the combination of new design, smaller dynamic island, Larger battery and advanced zoom could be hard to resist. That's the first half of our deep dive. We've covered the 10 biggest leaks, the key design changes, and Apple's strategy for the Pro models. But this is only the beginning. In the second section, we'll explore what these changes mean for Apple's long-term vision, how they compare to Android rivals, and why this generation could be a turning point for smartphones as a whole. The wait for Apple's next big release is always filled with excitement. Each year, millions of people tune in to see what Apple has in store. But this time, things feel different. The iPhone 17 Pro and iPhone 17 Pro Max are not just another small step forward. According to leaks, reports, and insider information, they could mark one of the biggest leaps in iPhone history. For years, Apple has balanced small yearly upgrades with occasional big innovations. Now, everything we are hearing suggests that the iPhone 17 series may bring both at once. This script is all about the 10 most important leaks and rumors surrounding the iPhone 17 Pro Max. These are not small details. Each of these features could reshape how people use their phones. They affect design, performance, cameras, battery life, and even the way we think about content creation. By the end of this breakdown, you will have a complete picture of why Apple's 2025 iPhones might be remembered as turning points in smartphone history. Let's dive into each of these mind-blowing leaks, one by one, and explore what they mean not only for tech enthusiasts, but for everyday users as well. 1. The shift back to aluminum. One of the first big surprises is Apple's reported decision to move away from titanium and back to aluminum. Titanium was a headline feature for the iPhone 15 Pro and iPhone 16 Pro. It gave those devices a premium feel. It was strong, durable, and stylish. But titanium also came with two drawbacks. First, it made the phones heavier. Second, it increased production costs. Now, Apple seems ready to return to aluminum for the iPhone 17 Pro series. At first, this may sound like a downgrade. But aluminum has some key advantages that may actually make it the smarter choice. It is lighter, which means the iPhone 17 Pro Max will feel easier to hold, especially during long sessions of gaming, streaming, or content creation. People who use their phones for hours each day will immediately notice the difference in comfort. Another benefit is sustainability. Aluminum is easier to recycle than titanium. Apple has been pushing hard toward an eco-friendly future, and the iPhone 17 Pro Max could become one of the most environmentally conscious devices Apple has ever built. Some reports even suggest Apple will use recycled aluminum alloys to reduce waste and carbon emissions. That aligns with Apple's public goal of becoming carbon neutral across its products in the near future. So, while titanium sounded good on paper, aluminum could end up being more practical, more comfortable, and better for the planet. It's a reminder that Apple doesn't always chase the most premium material. Instead, they focus on what works best for the long run. 2. A redesigned camera layout. The next leak takes us to the camera module. Every iPhone Pro release brings changes to the cameras, but this time, the redesign is about more than just adding megapixels. According to leaked CAD files and dummy units, the iPhone 17 Pro Max will feature a more squared-off camera module. The lenses will be spaced further apart, and the flash will shift position. Why does this matter? The answer is simple: larger sensors and new telephoto hardware. Cameras are often the biggest reason people upgrade their phones. Apple knows this. By reworking the layout, Apple makes room for sensors that can capture more light, more detail, and higher quality images. The new design also allows for the addition of a next-generation telephoto lens system, which we'll explore later in more detail. This design change will also make the iPhone 17 Pro Max visually distinct from its predecessors. If you've ever noticed how people can instantly recognize a Pro model just from the back, this redesign will continue that tradition. It won't just look new. It will function better too. For photographers, vloggers, and anyone who cares about image quality, this change could be a major step forward. 3. Bold new colors. Apple has always understood the psychology of color. Exclusive colors sell. They create a sense of identity and exclusivity. This year, rumors suggest two bold new finishes, a deep midnight blue and a striking burnt orange. These shades will likely be limited to the Pro lineup, making them more desirable and creating another reason for users to go premium. Think back to how popular exclusive colors have been in the past. The Pacific Blue iPhone 12 Pro, the Sierra Blue iPhone 13 Pro, and the Deep Purple iPhone 14 Pro all became bestsellers partly because of their unique finishes. The same pattern is likely to repeat here. Midnight Blue offers a sleek, professional look, while Burnt Orange is bold and eye-catching. Together, they cater to two very different audiences, one that prefers subtle elegance and another that loves to stand out. These new shades, paired with the shift to aluminum, will give the iPhone 17 Pro Max a fresh identity. For many buyers, the color itself may be enough to justify an upgrade. 4. Anti-reflective display technology. Now, let's talk about the display. The iPhone 17 Pro series is rumored to introduce anti-reflective coating technology, similar to what Apple already uses on its MacBook Pro and iPad Pro. This could be one of the most impactful quality-of-life improvements in years. If you've ever tried using your phone outdoors in bright sunlight, you know how frustrating glare can be. Colors wash out. Text becomes harder to read. Watching videos or playing games feels uncomfortable. With an anti-reflective coating, the iPhone 17 Pro Max could finally solve this problem. Not only will the display be easier to see outdoors, but HDR visuals will also look more vibrant. Bright scenes in movies will pop. Games will feel more immersive. Even simple tasks like reading emails or checking messages on a sunny day will become smoother. This upgrade may not grab headlines like 8x zoom or bigger battery, but for everyday use, it could easily become one of the most loved features of the iPhone 17 Pro lineup. 5. Smaller dynamic island and a 24MP selfie camera. Another big rumor centers on the dynamic island. Apple introduced this feature with the iPhone 14 Pro, and it has quickly become part of the iPhone's identity. But many users have complained that it takes up too much space. Reports now suggest Apple is shrinking the dynamic island for the iPhone 17 Pro Max, creating a more immersive, almost all-screen experience. Along with this design change, the selfie camera is getting a massive upgrade. For the first time in years, Apple is boosting the resolution to 24 megapixels. This is more than double the current front-facing camera resolution. The benefits will be obvious. FaceTime calls will look sharper. Selfies will capture more detail. Low-light performance will improve significantly. For creators, this change is huge. Bloggers, TikTokers, and social media users will have access to a front camera that rivals many rear cameras from just a few years ago. Combined with software enhancements in iOS 19, the selfie camera could become a serious tool for personal branding and professional quality content.